Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Catherine and welcome to episode 2 of Crafty Cat, where we get to come together on Wednesday afternoons at 3 o'clock and explore some creativity and make some fun and easy paper and recycled crafts. Today we're making one of my favorite things I've done so far is a toilet paper roll elephant. Yes, so most of the materials we are going to be using on this program are going to be things that we can find around the house. Those of us that are inspired and want to get extra crafting supplies, that's obviously something you can do, but always feel free to use whatever you have on hand. So this example that I actually made in the library when I did this craft several weeks back, which I have lots and lots of access to crafting supplies there at the library. I decided to make a baby blue elephant. Today in my live example I didn't have any light blue paper, so I'm actually going to be making a purple elephant. White elephants are great. Yellow newspaper elephants are also super fun. If we have old magazines around the house, I feel like we can pretty much make our elephants out of anything we'd like. So I'm going to be experimenting with the best way to kind of present the steps of this craft to you. So thank you so much for your patience with me. I'm definitely learning all these new things, and I'm excited that you get to kind of be a part of this with me. All right, so for our toilet paper roll elephants, we at home are going to be starting with a plain toilet paper roll. So I'm going to go through all of the cutting we have to do. So all of the paper we need to cut into shapes in order to make our elephant pieces. And then we will assemble together. That way we can kind of all stay together, and those of us that need extra time, we can certainly pause, and feel free to let me know if you need some extra time, and we can certainly do that. All right, so first thing that we are going to do is, in order to cover our elephant, we need to cut a square. So I would grab our large piece of paper, like we have here, and I'm going to draw a square. And how I draw to cover my toilet paper roll is I start by measuring how tall it needs to be. Okay? And then we can draw 2 lines on either side, and as we kind of go through here, the view is going to be slightly strange. So now I have my 2 lines, and since I don't have a ruler on hand, I'm just going to use another piece of paper to measure out how big the toilet paper has to be. And we can do that by rolling it. And then making a mark on that other side so we know how long it has to be. All right, and so I'm just going to sketch these lines together. And we can always trim it later on, so we don't need to worry about it being perfect. And all of our crafts are going to be great just the way that they are. So I have this square here, which actually might be kind of hard to see, but I'm going to go ahead and cut out our square that's going to cover our toilet paper roll. And a fun thing to do while we're crafting is maybe listening to music. We can also listen to audiobooks if we have books on tape that we listen to, or maybe sometimes our grown-ups will tell us stories. So many ways for us to kind of find ways to tune back in while we're doing something creative. So now that we have our square here, the next thing we're going to do is cut out our trunk. So our elephant's trunk is going to be a very skinny rectangle. Okay? And since I don't have a ruler, I'm just going to draw a rectangle on my piece of purple paper. And your trunk can be as long as you would like it to be. We will be curling our trunk, so a slightly longer rectangle will allow us to have a nice curl. So if we want to take a moment to either grab a straight edge or just kind of freehand a long rectangle, I'm going to do mine real quickly. And then we can cut that one out. So here is my long rectangle for our trunk. And we're just going to give it a snip on either side. There we go. And the fun thing is elephants, just like us, their parts do not have to be super straight because we're going to be curling them, and it's always going to look very unique if they have special characteristics. So definitely don't feel like things have to be just right. So here is going to be our trunk, and we're going to set that down with our toilet paper roll covering. And we're going to do our elephant's ears next. So these ears right here, they are attached using some Scotch tape. So I separated the ears, so we need 2 pieces of paper in order to make the ears. And we are going to be looking for 2 large half circles. So they kind of look like a large half circle. So we have a flat edge on the bottom, and it's going to be circular on the top. So what we're going to do is I have folded my paper in half so I can cut them both at the same time. So I'm going to, and I think a helpful trick for next time is I can do my sketching in pen so you guys can see it better. I don't have a pen today, but I'll do that next time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my flat edge at the bottom and then make the dome up at the top. And so it looks something like that. And let me show you the final product so you guys can take a look. And so it has a flat edge at the bottom, and then it's going to have a dome at the top. And so a half circle, almost like the top of a hat. All right. So that's going to look something like this. And then our last thing that we have to cut out is going to be our tusks for our elephant. So our elephant tusks are also going to be right here. And so I just sketched them on this white piece of paper. So kind of a pointy side with a rounded inside edge and a top. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a peek here. And so now we have our 2 tusks. So what we're going to do now that we have all of our pieces cut out is we're going to start putting them together. And what we're going to start with first is making our ears. So our ears are going to be, for us grown-ups, and maybe some of our friends out there that know how to make a fan, is we're going to start our folding of our fan first for our ears. So let's take a look. I'm going to put the mirror on our screen so you can see me working on my tabletop. All right, so let's see. So we will have one ear, and what we're going to be doing is folding it like a fan. So we're going to take one edge and fold it in like that. And then we're going to flip it over and do that same fold, but on the back side. And we're going to do that over and over again until we have a nice little fan. So it's kind of like an accordion fold is probably the best way to describe it. And we're going to be just moving it back and forth until we have a fan like this. And then just to keep it together, I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape and I am going to tape this at the edge here just to keep them together. So now I'm going to have one ear. And now we're going to do the same thing with the second piece of paper. So we're going to do our accordion fold back and forth, back and forth. So our elephant's 2 ears. All right. And so now we have our second ear as well. And we will take another piece of tape and secure that one on the bottom. So now we have our 2 ears. All right, so now that we have our ears, we're going to set those aside and we're going to make the body of our elephant. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to cover our base paper, so this square that we made. So I'm going to cover my purple square with actually this purple glue that I have. And then make sure that it's going to be extra secure. What's good about the purple glue is it will certainly dry clear. And then we're going to roll our toilet paper roll on to that square. And then we're going to have our body. So the one thing that I forgot is we need to cut out the circle for our face. So we're going to draw a circle onto our elephant colored paper and we're going to cut that out so we can attach that to the toilet paper roll as well. Can't believe I forgot the most important part, the face of the elephant. So we need the circle for the face. All right, so I'm going to go back to our other view so we can be working together. And let's go ahead and attach the ears. And I'm going to be using Scotch tape here. It's a nice secure way, and we can get the ears in the right place, and we're going to be securing them right to the top. So taking our tape on the inside of the toilet paper roll, and then onto the ear, and then doing the same down the side. And doing the same down the side. And so you see, we have one ear so far on our elephant. Just have to fix that tape right there. All right, and then we are going to attach our second one. So we're going to take our second ear on our second side and give it one piece of tape on the outside and then one piece of tape on the inside. And though some of us might need some extra pieces of tape, depending on how heavy our ears are. I might actually need to add some tape later, but it looks like it's actually pretty secure right now. And so this right now is what our elephant is starting to look like. The next piece is going to be making the face. And we'll make the face before we attach the face to the elephant. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our circle and we're going to attach our trunk. So finding it in the middle and then adding a little spot of glue up on the top. We want to keep the bottom of the trunk nice and free so we can curl it later. And then we're going to put it right here in the center. Then we're going to add, remember our tusks? We're going to take our tusks and we're going to add them on either side of the trunk. And we can put them on top or we can tuck them underneath, whatever you would like. I'm going to put mine on top. So we're going to need our glue stick again. And just a little spot of glue on the top. And then another spot of glue on the other side. And I've angled mine out. It kind of looks like an elephant or maybe even a walrus face, actually. And then what do you think our elephants are missing? Right, our elephants are going to need some eyes. And I have some googly eyes that have adhesive backs. If we don't have googly eyes, we can draw our eyes on using a pen or a pencil or maybe even a marker. And then we're going to put the second eye on. That's really coming together. It's looking like an elephant face. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to take our toilet paper roll with our wild wacky ears and we're going to attach our face to it. So we can grab our glue stick, just going to move this out of the way. We can grab our glue stick and put a spot of glue on the back. Definitely enough to make it stick, stick, stick. And we're going to attach it right here in the center. Just like that. And so what we need to do now is we're going to take a pen or a pencil and curl our trunk. So we're going to take the bottom of the trunk and roll it up like we're rolling up a ribbon. And it's going to curl it. And then we have our toilet paper roll elephant. So exciting. exciting, friends. So exciting. I bet you guys made some beautiful elephants at home, and I'm sure our families would love to see them. There are so many things we can do with things we have around the house. This video will be archived and can be watched later. If you guys missed any of the steps or tuned in late, you guys are welcome to start the video again and start all the way from the beginning. Next week, we will have a whole new craft for you, and every morning I post all of the materials for the craft if you want to prep in advance. I know for some of our young crafters, it's much easier to have things ready. It's also super fun to do them together as a group. So let me know if there's anything you'd like to make that uses recycled materials, and I can certainly think to find a plan and we can make that happen. And I look forward to seeing you here next week for Crafty Cat. We have story time in the morning at 11 o'clock tomorrow, so please join us again for a library program. We are so excited to still get to connect with all of you, and let us know how we can serve you, even from a distance, because we are so excited to help. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and thank you again for making toilet paper roll elephants.